Walk into a living room at night and the television may be glowing, but nobody is really watching TV. One person is streaming a crime series, someone else is watching YouTube on the same screen. A teenager is scrolling short videos on a phone and a live game is playing in the background through an app. The screen survived. The old habit did not. For most of television's history, watching meant accepting a deal. A network chose the schedule. A cable company chose the bundle. The show started when it started, the commercial break arrived when it arrived, and if you missed an episode, that was your problem. Millions of people accepted that deal because television offered something no other medium could match. Moving pictures, professional entertainment, live events, and a shared cultural experience delivered directly into the home. Today, nearly every part of that deal has been renegotiated. In April 2026, Nielsen measured streaming at 47.6% of viewing on American TV screens. Cable accounted for 21.6% and broadcast for 19.9%. YouTube alone represented 13.4% of total TV watch time in Nielsen's distributor ranking. That does not look like people abandoning screens. It looks like people using the biggest screen in the house for something other than traditional television. So when we say people watch less TV, we need to separate three different ideas. People may spend less time with scheduled broadcast and cable channels. They may spend less time watching professionally produced shows and movies. Or they may use the physical television set less often. Those trends can move in different directions. Linear television is shrinking while online video can grow on both phones and television sets. The first big reason is control. Traditional TV is built around appointment viewing. On-demand video is built around the viewer. You can begin at 9:17 instead of 9. You can pause, rewind, add subtitles, skip the recap, watch one episode, or watch 6. You can start on a television and continue on a phone. Once people become used to that freedom, waiting for a channel to decide what happens next feels strangely old-fashioned. This matters because modern life is fragmented. Work schedules vary. Families do not always eat, relax, and go to bed at the same time. A fixed broadcast schedule assumes that a large audience will organize an evening around a program. Streaming assumes the opposite. The program should organize itself around each viewer. The second reason is the cable bundle itself. Cable once offered abundance. Instead of 3 or 4 broadcast channels, viewers received dozens, then hundreds. But abundance slowly turned into clutter. Many households paid for a huge package while regularly watching only a small part of it. The remote control became a tool for traveling through channels you did not want in search of one thing you did. Pew Research Center found in 2025 that 83% of American adults watch streaming services, while only 36% said they subscribed to cable or satellite TV at home. The age gap was enormous. 64% of adults 65 and older had cable or satellite, compared with just 16% of adults ages 18 to 29. For younger adults, cable is increasingly not something they canceled. It is something they never considered necessary. Price makes that decision easier. Deloitte's 2025 media survey found that cable and satellite subscribers reported spending an average of $125 per month, compared with $69 for 4 paid streaming services. Streaming prices have risen, and subscribing to every platform can recreate an expensive bundle surprisingly quickly. But streaming still offers a useful psychological advantage. People can cancel one service, keep another, or rotate subscriptions when a particular show appears. A cable package feels permanent. An app feels optional. Then there are the commercials. Traditional pay TV asks viewers to pay a substantial monthly bill and still sit through repeated advertising. Streaming has also brought ads back, sometimes with impressive enthusiasm, but viewers often have a choice between tiers. Online platforms also train people to expect that unwanted moments could be skipped, swiped away, or replaced instantly. A television break that once felt normal can now feel like the machine has taken control away, but streaming is only part of the story. Television also lost its monopoly on boredom. There used to be empty moments in the day when TV was the easiest entertainment available. Now a phone can fill every small gap with social video, messages, games, music, news, podcasts, or an endless argument between strangers who have all somehow become experts on olive oil. Television is no longer competing only with other television channels. It is competing with every form of entertainment on every connected device. Deloitte estimates that media companies are fighting over an average of roughly 6 hours of daily entertainment time per person, and that total does not appear to be expanding. Streaming, social media, gaming, music, and podcasts all take pieces from the same limited day. A half hour spent watching creator videos is a half hour that cannot also be spent on a sitcom, unless someone is attempting a level of multitasking that benefits neither one. Short-form platforms are especially good at winning the awkward scraps of time that traditional TV cannot use. A 45-minute episode asks for a commitment before it gives you a payoff. A short video asks for 1 second, then tries to earn the next one. There is no opening credit sequence, no need to remember last week's plot, and no schedule. If a clip fails to deliver immediately, the viewer moves on with one thumb. That difference is not just about shorter attention spans, it is about lower friction. Traditional television presents a small number of programs to a broad audience. Social platforms present an enormous number of videos to one person, ranked by a recommendation system that watches what that person finishes, repeats, likes, ignores, and shares. One system says, "Here is tonight's lineup." The other says, "Here is what we think you want right now." For younger viewers, that personal relevance can matter more than production value. In Deloitte's 2025 survey, 56% of Gen Z respondents and 43% of millennials said social media content felt more relevant to them than traditional shows and movies. Gen Z respondents spent about 44 fewer minutes per day watching TV and movies than the average consumer, while spending about 50 minutes more on social platforms and user-generated content. Creators also offer a different kind of relationship. A television star appears in a polished episode and disappears. A creator may post from a bedroom, reply to comments, reveal the process, and return every day. The result can feel more immediate and more personal, even when that intimacy is carefully produced. Viewers are not simply choosing a cheaper program, they are choosing a person, a community, and an ongoing conversation. This helps explain why the decline is generational. Older viewers formed television habits when broadcast and cable were the center of home entertainment. Younger viewers grew up with search boxes, feeds, game worlds, and video on demand. To them, a channel schedule can seem less like a useful guide and more like a refusal to provide a play button. The old shared culture has fragmented too. A hit show once gave millions of people the same episode on the same night. The next morning, coworkers and classmates could discuss it without arranging anything. Today, one person has finished the season, another is avoiding spoilers, and a third has never heard of the service that carries it. There are still enormous hits, but audiences gather in many smaller rooms rather than one giant living room. More choice has a strange side effect. It can make choosing feel like work. With hundreds of channels and thousands of streaming titles, viewers can spend an evening browsing trailers, checking ratings, and negotiating with the other person on the couch. A social feed avoids that decision by beginning instantly. It does not ask what you want to watch. It simply starts showing you things and learns from whether you stay. And yet the physical television is not disappearing. In the United Kingdom, Ofcom reported in 2026 that daily YouTube viewing on TV sets had more than doubled from 9 minutes per person in 2022 to 19 minutes in 2025. The device remains useful because a large screen, a couch, and decent speakers are still a very good way to watch video. What changed is the route the video takes to reach the screen. Traditional TV also remains powerful when live actually matters. Sports, breaking news, elections, award shows, and major national events create urgency. You cannot fully replace the tension of a championship with clips tomorrow morning. These events preserve the old strength of television, making a huge number of people pay attention at the same moment. That is why television is not simply dying. It is becoming one option inside a much larger system. Broadcasters launch streaming apps. Cable companies sell internet access. YouTube moves on to the living room screen. Streaming services add live sports, scheduled channels, and advertising. Some of the newest services are quietly rebuilding the old television experience, only with better search and a different bill. The deeper change is that TV used to be the default. People turned it on first and then looked for something worth watching. Now they often begin with a specific show, creator, game, clip, or recommendation and follow it to whichever screen carries it. The device and channel matter less than the content and the convenience.